tiny little speck of contamination right there and right there. That's as good as it's gonna get.
Man, that looks so good.
What time did we go home? I think it was like 6 o'clock.
Most people with a 100K M3 would baby it and keep it in the garage, but our client's gonna do the complete opposite, and honestly, he's got the right idea. It's a brand new M3 with 750 miles on it, and it's already got 2 rock chips on the hood. This color is so rare, the BMW dealer couldn't even get him the touch-up paint for it. But instead of freaking out about it, he watched all of our videos and decided that because he's gonna be taking it on road trips with the fam, to Yosemite, with the cargo box on the roof, he should just get maximum protection. So we're gonna fix those chips and make sure he never has to deal with touch-up paint on a rare, unique color like this again. This is how you actually protect the paint on a car you plan to enjoy the hell out of. Okay, first thing, we gotta get this thing surgically clean. Any waxes, any contamination, dirt, anything that can mess with the bond that Rocklear is gonna have with the paint has to come off first. This clay bar pulls out contamination that regular washing can't touch. On a car this new, there shouldn't be that much, but we're not gonna take any chances when Rocklear permanently seals and bonds to the surface. We're not gonna leave contaminants stuck underneath that. Then we hit it with Icon Rocklear's Rip Compound. This stuff removes road film and any previously applied sealants or ceramic coatings and gives us the perfectly prepped surface for proper bonding. If we skip this step, the Rocklear is going to reject off the surface and look like crap. Next, we're gonna wipe the whole car down with isopropyl alcohol to remove all the invisible oils left over from the compound. This would also ruin the Rocklear application if we left it behind. Finally, before we apply, we have to carefully mask off all the non-painted areas to avoid making a mess that we have to clean up afterwards. Kinda like painting the walls in your house.
To check the folds of my applicator again. You see how the inside starts to fall apart? So I want to pull that back in so I have a nice tight fold. I'm going to go ahead and fold it over to a cleaner side. Sometimes when you do like lower sections of the car, you can get a little bit of dirt on there. That is okay. Just put that on the inside and flip to a cleaner side. So if y'all wonder why I have to go edge to edge, look at what happens when I lift off. Do you see all those markings? If I keep lifting up, you cause what's called lift lines. That's why I can't just lift up in the middle of an application. It'll cause markings like that. I don't mind letting it sit here on the surface because we have ideal temperatures. The Rocklear is still in liquid form. I can sit here and play with this all day. Okay, well not literally all day, but you get the point. So why do we use the air blower? Because I'm not sure if the Osmo was able to catch it, but right after we laid it down, you could still clearly tell that the product was self-leveling. They were still clearly lined. That's what some people see when we post really short 10-15 second clips sometimes. You'll see us apply it and there'll be a bunch of lines. Those go away as it self-levels overnight. Hit a section that's really flat, like right over here, there's no freaking lines at all, and it's just freshly instantly applied. This means that when we're doing our multi-layer installs, we get cleaner, more workable layers. If I need to do any light polishing or any light sanding for like a really, really tiny defect, I can easily do that before I put layer 2 on, and then I put layer 3 on. When you're doing multi-layer installs, it's crucial. You can't keep building on top of a crappy first layer because your mistakes keep compounding the more you add on top. That is a critical required step for multi-layer installs, in my opinion, if you want your multi-layer jobs to look nice and clean. Now the carbon fiber is going to have that nice wet look to it. I haven't met somebody that likes carbon fiber that doesn't like seeing it look nice and wet. So I got to put my finger around this body line to make sure that the coating goes all the way in there. And I got to feed it back into the other side of the body line just to make sure it makes contact. The product has not had a chance to self-level yet, so the lines are still there. And then once I'm finished, Kevin's going to come in. He's going to hit it with the air blower. Now, I'm not sure if the Osmo can pick it up, but I'll totally sit here and point out my own work to y'all because I have no problem doing this when I know what I'm doing. I can see right here, there are some lines that are still left. These didn't level out as much, but it's within spec. So as this layer cures, I'm gonna go over this section with a little bit of 3000 grit and just take a little bit of material off the top because it's uneven here. It's going to sand it nice and flat. It's going to be no problem. That's the difference between an installer that knows what they're doing with the product versus an installer who just, you know, slaps it on and they're like, that's as good as it's going to get. No, dude. You still got to do the OCD level stuff to make sure that it's going to be quality enough for the client to be happy with it. So that's where we go the extra mile to make sure our stuff looks clean. Can you see any of the lines? I know the Osmo is a pretty good camera. It's not like the craziest camera out there. You might be able to see some of it, but once Kevin comes in and hits it with the air blower, like it's gonna disappear nearly completely. So let's see how Kevin's gonna hit it and then we'll check it out afterwards. And then I can see small things that I'm going to sand out for him later. Tiny little speck of contamination right there and right there. After the coating cures, I come in, I wet sand it for him, it's all gone. Paying attention to your work so that way you actually care to like make sure the end product is going to be good. I think the best analogy I've seen about this is it's like concrete work. When you're stamping concrete and putting patterns and designs into concrete, once the concrete sets, it's game over, man. So if you have a contractor who's going to be freaking lazy, it's going to impact the end quality of the work. But if you have a contractor who's going to make sure that it's done right before he goes home for the day, then it's going to look good. It's like when you deal with a product this permanent, you gotta go to somebody who knows what they're doing and actually cares about their work. They need pride in their work and their reputation. Like if somebody's still learning and they don't have a lot of six-figure vehicles in their portfolio, because I know that a lot of people who watch us are not even from the area. They're doing research on Rocklear and they're from other countries or other states. And they're checking it out. If your installer does not have a bunch of six-figure vehicles in his portfolio, bro, I'm going to call them out. Either A, he has done them and has been too silly to post them, you goober, you should have documented it and put it up on your page, or B, they haven't worked on enough high-end vehicles for you to trust them yet. You could have done 100 Toyota Camrys or Honda Civics. I don't care, bro. Like, you need to keep refining your technique and slowly earning the trust with people by continuing to deliver exceptional results before you deserve to work on expensive vehicles with this product. You can definitely ruin a car with a Rocklear install if you are sloppy and lazy with your work. There was one time I was working on an R34 GTR and we didn't know that the hood had been repainted by the owner that had it in Japan. And some repaint jobs use a different kind of paint job that doesn't bond properly. So the Rocklear formula does not play nice with different kinds of resprays. And basically, you see how my applicator is gliding along the surface? Well, that was not happening on the R34. It wasn't gliding along the surface, it was catching and dragging because there was some interaction, some chemical interaction happening with the likely lower quality respray. So we didn't know that at the time. I refuse to just say it's good enough and then send them home with a crappy job. And we took the hood off 6 times. I wanted to make sure that it was actually something that I could be proud of and put my name on. So we did it over and over and over again until on the 6th try, it finally looked good enough. Jay was there for it. That was such a fun night, wasn't it? What time did we go home? I think it was like 6 o'clock. Y'all see us do the rear quarter like this because It is one piece. You don't want to stop and lift it up like I just went over earlier. I'm anal, guys. I like to get inside of the crevices like that. If it's exposed to the elements, I want Rocklear on there protecting it. That's just how I would do it on my own car. Alright, I'm gonna reapply a little bit right here because I always want to be on the heavy side. And I'm checking to see how thick my application is, how it looks. You can totally tell when you're doing it light. Like, you can try to skimp out on product and save money and cut corners. That's another way that you could do crappy installs that don't actually protect the vehicle. Okay, let's show you guys what a run looks like. I got a lot on there. See that guy right there? Let's see how easy it is to fix this. You want to do the door handle first because you want to do the detailed areas, and then you want to work around it on the flat area and go over it afterwards. I mean, guys, like, I went over that earlier, and now if I just want to reactivate it, I just got to take the product again, spread it back out again. Now I open this door, and it's away from the rear fender in the front door, so I have complete and free passes without touching anything important. Also, another technique about going on heavy is that if I were to press down on this applicator too hard, it should leave behind a run. So that is how I know that my applicator is soaking wet with product and distributing the correct amount across the panel. Hey guys, so we're gonna ceramic coat this black part instead because we've tested the Rocklear on this type of black before. This is completely manufacturer dependent. So we have a database on which manufacturer's black plastic we can apply the Rocklear to and which we can't. Some vehicles we can, some we can't. It all depends on the car. So if you might be wondering, like, why are you skipping the black part? It's because we've tried it before. It doesn't look good, so we took it off. Once again, it's only permanent in the sense that I walk away and let it harden overnight. If I put it on here and it doesn't look good, I just take a microfiber towel, take my H2O alcohol, wipe it off. That's how easy it is. All the other crevices I'm also going to do right here on the inside, all the way up into there, and everything else is okay. So I can do the flat part now. Jen's already working on the other side behind me. So I go up, stop right at the body line, come down. I'm going to change my applicator from this way. I'm gonna do the black part. It's a body line right there, so I use that to my advantage. I separate the two panels because there's a body line. Middle, I think, top in the middle. Okay, so Jen said that she had a miss. And no problem, guys. Body line right there. Go back over it again. Exit. No problem. It's a fresh install, fresh application. It's still liquid form. It hasn't had a chance to harden yet. Alright. M80 comp is done. For our boy Greg. Greg, when you see this, man, what the hell you think, bro? This color is freaking crazy. Look at this hood. Our man has excellent taste in color. You know, I personally hate this grille. I think this is a complete departure from the design stylings of BMW. But this color makes me hate it less. I don't know why. The whole car together looks so tough. No, I really don't care about the grille that much anymore. This is a sick setup overall. Like, I love it. It's great. Color came out. I mean, dude, look at the reflection on the door right there. Hey, the X3 M50i, it's white. So for all my white car owners out there who are curious about the gloss and the reflection of Rocklear, check out the reflection in the door. It's subtle, but we still have a nice reflection here. Some, maybe not me, but let's see if we can get like, yeah, so the door over there. So you really got to look for it a little bit harder, so you can still see over here, we got the door reflection. And the hexagon lights help bring it out too. So when you look down from like over here, the hood, still got the nice hexagons on it. You can still see the glossy reflection. And the Audi still, like, basically looks brand new, except for a few pieces of damage we can't fix. We have unwound the clock 3 years. This is a 2025 model again.
After letting the first layer bake outside in the sun for the day, we're ready to pull the M3 inside and get started on layer 2. We remove the masking tape first to check if there was any Rocklear residue that leaked past it, and if there is, I can easily remove it while it's still fresh. Then we're going to infrared heat lamp the first layer to make sure it's 100% cured for the next layer to go on. Then the team is going to quickly repolish the surface of the Rocklear so that way the next layer can properly bond to it. After a retaping of the front end, layer 2 is good to go. Since layer 3 is exactly the same, we won't drag the video on just to show you the same process twice. At the very end, before we turn it back to Greg, since we can't apply Rocklear to these surfaces, we apply a 5-year ceramic coating to the glass, trim, and wheels to give those surfaces dirt, water, and brake dust repellency.
Wow. Man, that looks so good.
Your wife has such good taste.
Yeah, she did a good job. She saw one of these and she's like, you should get this color. And I'm like, you don't even want to consider any other ones? And she's like, no, this one's the best one. My wife comes from a completely different universe, you know? Like, They come from wealth. They come from, like, shit that, like, I never experienced. So, again, blessed. Not a fucking problem. Like, I come from poverty, dude. I fucking grew up eating government cheese until I was, like, 13, 14 years old. So, like, it's different. Like, even having this car, it's like, I felt really guilty when I was buying it. Because my mom and dad never had anything, like the most expensive car they ever got was like a fucking CRV touring. And to them, that was like, damn, we spent $40,000. You know, the first thing I did was I called my mom and I was like, hey, I just want to say thank you. Like, you enabled me to do this. And, you know, I feel extremely blessed. So that's why I'm like here protecting my happiness. Because I know that if shit happens to this car and it gets scuffed or whatever, it'll just hurt my like ego. But you know, that's what it means a lot. That's why it's not just a car, it's a testament to a lot of hard work. Not just my hard work, but the hard work my parents put into me. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, of course, man. It truly means a lot to us when our clients tell us why a car is meaningful to them, because then it makes all the work that we put into protecting it feel all the more meaningful. We're honored to be of help to Greg in protecting his physical representation of generations of hard work. And there we have it. The M3's all done. The 2 rock chips up front are gone. And he's got 3 layers on the whole front end. They're gonna help stop that from happening again. Honestly, the coolest part about this job though, besides the super unique shade of green, is that the owner actually did his homework. He watched our videos, understood what we do, and knew exactly what he wanted. Now, no more hunting down custom color matches anymore, no babying car that's meant to be driven, just pure enjoyment without the worries. That's exactly why we make these videos. When our clients understand what we actually do, they get way better results. If you're in the Bay Area and want to actually drive your car without stressing about it, hit the link in the description. We'd love to help figure out what works for your situation.